certain things we do. Even when I explain the certain things that we can do, in actuality, I'm explaining limited things, because if you got full use of your mind, and the universe exists in the mind of God. And since is it not written in your law that ye are gods, John chapter 10, verse 34 to 36, then that also means in actuality the universe exists in the mind of man. That's the black dot, the universe be. So, if the universe exists in the mind of man, then what we were saying, anything that you see they talk about in comic books or on science fiction and fantasy movies and different things that you call supernatural or superficial, you used to could do with just thought. So now what happened is, this earth fell into a lower density sphere, and the vibratory rate slowly went down to its lowest point. And based on the lowering of the vibratory rate, the deeper we fell into degeneration. So therefore, you couldn't do the same thing that you used to could do a couple of thousand years ago, or a couple of million years ago. So therefore, the Egyptian temples used to come in, and that's why the temples was made then to bring the priest back up to the level on where he could use all of his brain and tap into the particular science of what he used to could do when he was the gods of Atlantis. So at one time, you used to have detailed learning, or detailed files in here, the Akashic records and cosmic memory, and also cosmic ability to do what you want to do, whereas you didn't need so much of the physical because it was all inside of you. If you want to go leave, go to other planets, you could do that. If you can live up under the water, you can live up under the earth, you can do anything, you didn't have to eat, you could have sex on the astral planes, anything you wanted to think of in your mind, you used to could do that. And that's what we're going back to now.
Now, what governed that in terms of, I know the Egyptians had the 42 negative
confession, right.
But what moral or spiritual or prime law kept one from actually using that in an extremely destructive manner?
Okay, let me explain one. Okay, now look. You saying what spiritual laws you had. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad makes a point that you were righteous by nature. And what does that mean? You don't have, the animal out here that you call inferior don't have to have no moral code on the way he goes about life. It just is. You understand what I'm saying? The dog don't have to read no Bible. He don't have to have that type of stuff. It just is. The Twa people, case in point, Twa people, the Dogon, some parts of the Dravidians, your people in the South Pacific, your people in the rainforest down in South America, indigenous people, they don't need no moral code of certain things to make them have a good moral behavior throughout life. They are one with nature, and it just is. You see what I'm saying? If something is innate, see, when we talk about righteousness, there's got to be a paradigm of righteousness in the get-go. Well, where did this paradigm of righteousness come from? Did it come from God? Yes. But is it not written in your law that ye are gods? Yes. Well, most of the stuff that you see that's the paradigm of righteousness was actually a carbon copy on how we behave. So what you call in righteousness when you talk about mythology or your moral scriptures is nothing but a carbon copy of what you used to do. And what humans have done, humans can do. See what I'm saying? So it's a form of the nature. That's why when I read this radical prior to the British Museum that's talking about the white man, they say he has a restless nature. And as a result of us falling so low, we now have a program and a trained behavior. But that's not our rightful nature. There's certain things right now in our lowest state that black people do. They're still righteous that the white man copies as the model of humanity, or the model of moral authority in this country. Black people, even in their dead state, is the moral of humanity in this country. If the white man want to legitimize something in this country, the first thing he does is he want to legitimize something that's wrong. He go and get a white black person to be in it, so therefore he can legitimize it. Because he knows he is the apex and the epitome of what is not. You see. So some of the things was just our nature. Now let me get into one other part. We're going to get into two parts on why we had to fall and how else what happened when we fell. When we fell, the chakra centers, the pineal area, the black dot and all of the crown chakra and the spiritual wheels of light in us closed down because the earth steadily fell deeper and deeper into the third dimension, which is the lowest form of the physical. And the physical trapped all of the spiritual stuff, and that stuff stopped operating. So what we used to use as cosmic memory, we had to go to a mathematical equation to think up cosmic memory. That's where geometry, astronomy, astrology, trigonometry, reading, writing, and the 7 liberal arts came into being to mathematically equate what we had gotten rid of that was natural nature, the cosmic stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Now, why did all this, this is where your mystery system came in, to learn the basic 7 liberal arts, and then to go into spiritual attainment to get the priest back to that level. And then they understood that they couldn't, all the people in the world couldn't go to that Christ level, so the priest ran the society and made sure that the moral structure that they put in the scriptures is what the masses of the people would behave like. And that's where you have moral code come in. It came in as a remembrance of what you used to do when you were gods. Because the moral code is to follow up to be one like God. I want to be like Jesus. I want to be like the Lord. Well, who is the Lord? The Lord is what you used to be like before this thing fell. That's where moral structures came in. So we talking about a level of degeneration when you say, where's the moral code? You understand? Now, what happened? Based on a war in heaven, they had to, in order to redeem and to save a certain part of the universe, they had to, what they had to do is they had to take a planet and bring it down so low until it would go through actual literal hell. Now, why? Why is this? Why? Why do we have to go through hell? You understand that there's a part of the universe that is so high and so righteous until it did not know the lowest depths of evil that there was. So in order for it to go any higher than what it is, the cosmos, the heavens, it has to go to the lowest part. So they chose a people, well, part of our people chose a group of the race to do that. And part of that is this particular solar system. And the lowest part of this solar system is the Earth. That's why the Earth is more physical than the other planets. That's why it's got the water on top and all of the land, and most of the people live on the outside. A lot of people live on the outside, even though there are people that live on the inside. You see what I'm saying? But the Earth is the lowest part, case in point. Get you a picture of the Holy Kabbalah to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Show you a picture of the Holy Kabbalah, which will explain. These are the different levels of the planets, but the Earth is down here called Malkuth. Then you have Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, and all the other ones. You see, like that. Okay. The Earth is down here, which is the lowest part. Which means the Earth had to go through the lowest degeneration period in anything. So the vibratory rate was supposed to speed down. So therefore, when we was in Atlantis and Lemuria, we stayed there for a couple of thousand years, maybe 1 million. And then it had to degenerate even more. Then Egypt came on, which is still high in today. Then we stayed a couple of thousand years, and then the vibratory rate went down even lower into what you got now. And that was conducive for the white man to live on the planet. Now, the key to this is this. Why so low? Why? Because they say that the people on earth are going to take the supreme head of the heaven. Why? Because we have totally forgotten who we are. We got cultural amnesia. We don't know who we are as a people. Even a roach knows what a roach is. Even a gnat knows what a gnat is. Even an ant knows what an ant is. Even a grain of dirt knows what the dirt is. The only thing in the entire universe, the omniverse, that don't know what it is the black man and the black woman, mainly on earth. And to even go further than that, in the hills of North America. So because you have gone solo, you now, there's nothing in the universe that you haven't traveled because you went to the bottom. So you're the only one that is actually qualified to take the supreme head. You see what I'm saying? To take the supreme head. So we had to go that low. So it's just like a bouncing ball. If you take a ball and you bounce it, a little bit of force, when it comes up, it might go this